Uh, Hello everybody. Midweek, something we don't usually do videos on a Wednesday, but uh, uh, I was happy to get a phone call from Dave, and Dave had picked up 170 quarters and asked if I was interested, and he was selling to me in spot, and being sober down, I was very happy to get him. Um, but first, I want to give you one little quick rant, and this is all these preservationists and all these survivalists that are on there. They all think they're going to run off to the mountains, and they're taking their little books on how to trap squirrels and how to trap rabbits and all this craziness. Um, Listen, there are more wildlife in and around small cities than there ever are in the woods, and that's because the predators are all taken out of the picture. You guys run off to the woods, and you can set out as many snares as you want, but everything is in balance. You got for so many rabbits, you got so many coyotes. For so many squirrels and so many lemmings, you've got so many owls, and you have so many hawks, and you got so many eagles for fish and stuff like that. Unless you're living on a river where there's a huge salmon run or something, that you're in big trouble because you get right now the places you want to run away to and protect your goods are all in places that have a balance. But you might be able to take square miles of woods without finding a whole mess of squirrels and things. You want squirrels? Come to my backyard. The other year I was having so much a problem with them. They were chewing the fresh stalks, the fresh as they come out of the ground on my bamboo that I decided to trap them. I thought I had 7 or 8. Within 3 days, I trapped 55 squirrels, and I painted their tails fluorescent orange, spray painted them through the cage so I could tell if any of them returned. And then I'd take them farther away and then bring them closer each time. And none of them ever returned out of the 55 squirrels, but yet I just gave up because new squirrels had moved in. So you want squirrels, you can come to Violent and shoot squirrels all you want. Have squirrel stew 3 times a week. You want rabbits? I always have 4 or 5 rabbits to run around my yard. Why? Because there's no predation here, and that's where the animals are. Uh, Turkeys were overrun. The whole South Jersey is overrun by turkeys. When I was out in Wyoming, I used to look for turkeys. It took me 2 years before I ever saw one. But here, you can't drive down the road without seeing flocks of turkeys, sometimes 50 of them. We're infested with them. You want rodents? Go to New York, live off of rats. You know, I'm telling you. And then none of these preservationists, they all have all their dry food and all this stuff and a million guns and all. Uh, the only thing you're going to be able to shoot are people because the friend of mine, a hillbilly, you heard me talk about him. Him and his father has shoot 12 to 15 deer a year. He's already up to 14, and the deer season isn't even over. The deer around here are like goats, you know. I mean, their only predator they have to fear is automobiles or trucks whacking them off. There's just not. It's just the the life that you think you're going to have in the woods is going to be pretty sparse. You look at how many Eskimos were there, and the Eskimos used to be able to kill a lot more seals and whales and everything than they ever did before, but there was never a big population because it wouldn't support a big population. You got parts of in huge areas in Canada and Alaska and Siberia that won't support a population. Why? Because it's such a hard living. So a lot of you guys would be better off, staying home and shooting crap out of your window as far as squirrels and rodents and everything else. Because by possums, we have problems with possums. We have problems with skunks. We have problems with raccoons. And I'm only 2 miles from downtown Vineland, you know. But I literally could live off of the rodents that come through here. But anyway, and none of you even mentioned spam, and and me and Jimmy are going to have a cook-off on spam because he hates spam. But spam has the longest shelf life of anything out there that you can buy in a container and the shelf life of Spam is twice that of the nearest product. And the shelf life of a can of Spam is 10 years. And guess what? The only reason the Spam goes bad after 10 years is because the can gets leaks in it, not the Spam. This stuff is almost virtually undestroyable and unpollutable. Uh, except for the chemicals that are keeping it there for 10 years. But anyway, these guys are all a little loony because you can't run off to the woods. You can't hold up in the woods. There's just nothing in there to survive on. And you can have all the snares out you want. Just look at these people that are trying to live in Alaska. This is one of the latest series on there. They barely get through the winter, and they may go days and days without seeing a deer. Hell, anybody driving around in the evening looking in a field is going to see deer around here. They're going to see turkeys. They're going to see everything. And that's because out in the wild, you've got wolves, you've got coyotes, you got fox, you name it, you've got it. You got eagles, you got owls, you got hawks, you know, you got bears, uh, and they're all in balance. And if you go out there and upset the balance, there's not going to be anything for you to eat, and very quickly. So anyway, let's enough of this crap. But these guys are for the most part pretty loony. But let's see what Dave was nice enough to drop off. And some of the stuff that Tom sold me very cheap because I was able to give it to Dave at a reasonable price and turn a profit on that. So it made the bill for this stuff uh, a little less. So he bought some dimes off me for 75 cents more than what I paid for them the other day. And he showed me a 50-cent piece that was worth 25 bucks that I'd paid $11 for. So anyway, so here we go. All junk. You know me, I love junk. But then to add to this, last night I thought, well, I can't miss out on this dip because I don't know where it's headed. So I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from AppMex, and I can't wait till that box gets here because there's some coins in there, some bullion coins that I'd never gotten before, and then there was some 2013s that I wanted to order that I finally that I ordered last night because I was worried about where silver's going because I was telling you there's three mines. The only mines that still mine silver all lost money last year, and their breakoff point was above $31 an ounce. Now they all had to borrow money to stay in business because it costs so much to close these places down. So they're all assuming this is 20-some% of the all the mined silver every year. That they're all assuming that silver has got to be in the mid 30s for them to even begin to think about breaking even because now they have to pay off the debt that they borrowed to stay in business. So I don't think we'll see silver dip much below 31 because that was their breakoff point. But if it does, it's probably a good thing in the long run because it's going to supply us with some cheap silver now, but it's also going to take 20-some% of the mineable silver out of the loop. So either way, um, we should be all right. Plus, again, you still have the capital gains thing to consider. So here we go, just in for a quick look at this junk. I didn't even look it over. I just counted it. But at least there aren't many, or I don't know if there are any. At least they're all Washington, so there's not that much wear on them. So, but just when I thought I was out of the marketplace for a while, I ordered up a couple of grand from AppMex last night, and then Dave calls me and he said he's going to be down here this Sunday, and hopefully he'll get some more. He said he'd call me if he got some more, and this was all bought at spot, thanks to Dave, and he's going to see if he can pick up some more Saturday. If he does, he said he'd call me. If he calls me, I'll tell him, yeah, go ahead and get it. If he can make money at selling to me for spot, I'd love to have it. So until the weekend, just another Just another Wednesday. I hope not.